My channel to everyone who's new here, and of course to those of you who are back again, great to have you here. In this video we will take a look together at possible scenarios for the price development of Render, ONDO, SUI and HBAR. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. And if you also want to trade with cheap taker fees, then I can recommend you the crypto exchange mexc, which has a similar trading volume to Bitget, Bybit and OKX. But as you can see, I already highlighted it here, the taker fees are far much lower than on the other top crypto exchanges, and on top of that you can get an additional 20% discount if you use my referral link, which you can find in the video description. And also 100 pairs, 0 fees just on mexc, and here you can trade some popular altcoins without any fees on mexc. So let's get to Render. In my opinion, we still have to wait, but it looks long to me. All the altcoins breaking out to the upside. Render hit the target of the double bottom pattern, but I personally didn't trade it because I wanted to wait for the $4.78. We have already seen it here. I need to put the price mark out. This support resistance box, which is a resistance box, we have to see if it's going to hold as support now. The breakout here was weird, very weird, but the follow through was there. Then we got into that box, got rejected, got another retest. Now we are at the target of the double bottom pattern. This was not safe to trade for me, even though it would have worked. In my view, I don't like it and I don't want to trade it. So we hit the target, so I can take this out. I want to wait for the $4.78 breaking to the upside sustainable. Sustainable means for me, we need to get a candle close over it. It looks like that we are going to get it. In 39 minutes the candle is going to close. Let's see where it's going to close. But if it's close, if it's even going to close far higher and even 3 more candles are appearing over the $4.78, it would be positive. But I would like to wait for the retest. If I see the retest, then Render is long to me. First take profit $4.96. The second take profit $5.27. But for sure, those take profits aren't 100% the same price. Are not a price target, it's an area. So if I say $5.27, I don't mean exactly the number. Keep that in mind. I mean a small area around it. So it depends on myself where I want to take the profit. If I want to take the profit here, if I want to take the profit here, or if I want to risk it and wait for the last penny or even for higher prices. But I think this is going to get difficult to break to the upside, since we have here many touch points, and since we have here the panel where we have even far more touch points, and this is the cross. So crosses with huge resistance is most likely getting more resistance, if you understood what I mean. We have here already a resistance trend line. Now we have a big resistance incoming from the panel. Both together combined are a far more difficult resistance to break to the upside in the first try. So what does this mean? It means that we might have the potential, if we for sure break it out and get a sustainable breakout, let's assume we get that, get another push to the upside with a nice retest to increase our position size. Then we get into that area and then we sell off, and then it depends on how we are going to sell off. Are we going to get a baby bull flag or a baby falling wedge which also breaks to the upside afterwards? Then maybe we can get the volume to push to the upside. We need something like that. But if we get up like this, for example, and we are here in the area and we are going to get a sharp sell-off with a corrective push to the upside, which then breaks to the downside, then this was here the resistance which we couldn't beat to the upside, means we are not going to get far higher prices. But once the $5.27 breaks to the upside, positive, $5.51 first take profit, Second take profit, $5.75. So I have put also here a red trend line on the chart. This red trend line, I'm not in a render trade yet, but if we get the setup, something like this, and I'm going to enter the trade here with the retest, then I'm going to set my stop loss lower than the red trend line. And this red trend line is an upwards trend line. So basically my stop loss is going to move over the time always lower than the red trend line. Then I'm going to take 50% out of the trade, but only 50% out of the trade if I'm in profits. If the price goes like this, my entry is, for example, here. Then I have here my stop loss order. This is just going to be 50% of my position size. But if we get here something like a fake out where we break out with the retest, but the follow through misses and I'm in a long trade and we sell off, then I will use the red trend line for a 100% close of my position size. Means this is my real stop loss then, where I go out with losses of the trade. So what about ONDO? I think we have predicted ONDO pretty well. This was perfectly set in my opinion, and we also had a perfect setup. So here was the breakout candle, here the retest. The retest wicked longer than this, but the candle closed at the orange trend line. Afterwards we got the follow through. So this was the latest point where we would have said ONDO is long. So this double bottom pattern broke to the upside and we got into the resistance, 94.4 cents. Here we also got rejected. Second retest of our double bottom pattern. Afterwards another follow through. Target was here the 95.9 cents and also the top of that white trend line. So I already took some profits before the video, but if we break the 96.5 cents to the upside, then I'm going to increase my position size. Because afterwards I think we can get a nice push to the upside, 99.8 cents, which is here, it's not 99.8 cents, but this here, this resistance here, I will put you here a price mark, 99.5 cents, yeah, I took before the top here, which is 99.8 cents, but I see this is much more better. So if we break here to the upside, we don't even need a perfect retest for it because it's a downtrend line. It is enough if we get a dip near to the trend line and afterwards the follow through, then 99.5 cents is the first take profit. If we break it also to the upside, $1.05 could be our next target for ONDO. Same here. Since I already took some profits for ONDO, I have here my stop loss order lower than the red trend line. If we break it to the downside, then I'm out of the trade completely. Why? Because I have put in 100% of my trade here. Here I took already 50% out of it. So the other 50% I'm just going to close here at almost break even. So my stop loss is at break even. And if we break to the upside or consolidate, then the stop loss is also going to move to the upside. So I don't close my other 50% with break even. I will close it then. If we consolidate a bit more and don't break the red trend line to the downside, then I'm going to close it with small profits even in the future. So SUI looks very good. Yesterday I have said it would be positive if we get back over our blue trend line, the $3.81. We got issues there getting over it. We tried it here once, but the retest failed. In this case, breakout, retest, perfect setup. Here we had our perfect setup. Before it was unclear and we always broke the blue trend line to the downside again. Now we are pushing to the upside. We have also said $3.96. If they break to the upside, long. Here's the breakout, retest. Now we have to see, are we going to consolidate here, then it would be positive. Are we going to get the push to the upside, which would be the follow through? It would be positive. But if the candle closes in 30 minutes over the green trend line, then it's long for me. I even jumped into a long trade before the video. And if the candle is not going to close over the green trend line, if it's going to close lower than the green trend line, then I'm going to take the small loss. It is not much, maybe 0.1%, 0.3% is possible, 0.5% is possible in losses. I doubt it. I think we might even get a nice follow through afterwards. Yeah, but let's see. I've also here a red trend line, so I'm going to decide after the video if I'm going to take the loss or if I'm going to put my stop loss here lower than the red trend line. So for now, we had the falling wedge, retest number 1, retest number 2. Here I have told you that we need the $3.96 US dollar breaking to the upside, so we can take out the bearish patterns. I won't take out the bearish patterns yet. I will once we get the retest and the follow through. And then the target, if we get the follow through, $4.14. If we also break it to the upside, the fair value gap, $4.39 to $4.30. I will also put you here some price marks. We have also here in resistance, this one here, $4.11. So if we get near to $4.11, I would be a bit careful, and there I would consider taking some profits. So what about HBAR? HBAR is close to the take profit. Breakout, retest, follow through. 19.5 cents were our first take profit, where we got also rejected first, but we also broke it to the upside, got a retest, follow through. This happened in a smaller time frame. This one here, breakout, retest, follow through. So we have space up to 20 cents for HBAR. 20.1 cents is going to get us some resistance. It is not a small resistance, it's even a bigger one. As you can see, here we got one time support, second time support, third time support. Here even the fourth time. Afterwards we broke to the downside. We got in retest, got rejected. Here again, we got to 20.1 cents, got rejected. Here again, 20.1 cents, rejected. So I will be careful there. There I want to minimize my risk. That's why I will take profits there. I have also put here a red trend line on the chart, which I will also use as exit. And I like those kind of trend lines because they are sharp. I don't like sharp trend lines for my entries, but I like sharp trend lines for my exits. So if we wait, for example, now it's 5 p.m. my time. So let's say 20 p.m. 20 p.m. 8 p.m. Then this is going to move to the upside a lot. At midnight it's going to move up another 0.5%. So every 3 or 4 hours I put my Stop loss 0.5% far higher. That's why I like sharp trend lines. And if it breaks to the downside, then it breaks to the downside, and I'm at least closing my position in profits. If we don't get into my take profit area, then at least into my stop loss, which is in profits. So if the 20.1 cents breaks to the upside, 20.3 cents is the next resistance, but I think it's a smaller one and we can get a bit higher. 21.2 cents is going to get more difficult to break. So if we break the 20.1 cents to the upside with a nice retest, then I'm going to increase my position size for the push to the upside. So that's it. Thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.